With the recent announcement of a new TimeSplitters game, and by recent I mean yesterday, I wanted to make a video talking about what kinds of things we want from a new game, whether it be remasters, ports, or just a brand new game in general. For the most part, TimeSplitters is a very well put together game, but there are a few things that can be improved and some things that we have been desperate for that are not possible with emulation at the time of this video. Something the community has been very vocal about over the past 13 years is wanting some better difficulty scaling. For the most part, the game is fairly well balanced, but there are several cases where the odds are unfairly stacked against you. There are challenges like Behead the Undead, which at face value, they aren't hard, but they're far more of a time sink than anything, and people just might not have time to get the Platinum Trophy or even a Gold Trophy at that. And then there's challenges like Nice Threads, which to an experienced player, Nice Threads isn't that hard of a challenge, but to a newer player, Nice Threads is it's a very difficult challenge because of that second checkpoint. So having some better scaling there would definitely help new players learn how to actually play Assault rather than just bashing their head at a checkpoint. Story mode is also guilty of this as well in both TimeSplitters 2 and Future Perfect. Atom Smasher has far and away the worst checkpoint in the game, and Robot Factory is also far too long for the average player due to the high damage of the sentry bots and having to restart from the checkpoint and from the beginning multiple times because you keep dying. In TimeSplitters Future Perfect, a lot of the levels of the robots are also just unfair, and some of the checkpoints are really, really bad and create almost impossible situations for newer players. The Elite League in TimeSplitters Future Perfect is really difficult as well, and I wouldn't mind personally seeing that difficulty turned down just a touch. Not so much that it would feel like Honorary League again, but just enough that it will feel like Elite League, but not like Elite Plus League. Another thing we desperately want is Mapmaker improvements. Mapmaker is fantastic, don't get me wrong, but it can be so much better than it currently is. One thing that would make Mapmaker more fun would be better menus. The menus have remained the same from game to game with minor improvements, but they're still lacking features like scroll bars to help you put more things in the game. Like, for example, on TimeSplitters 2, when you fill up the menu with objectives, you have to delete some to see the ones at the bottom, which I feel is it's a very old style of menu where they didn't think you'd put that many things in there. There's also that pesky Mapmaker memory limit that everyone here has run into, making the largest map ever with like the most enemies, and seeing it gone would be great, considering the only reason it's there is because of the PlayStation 2. Getting some more options for story enemies would also be great, because right now we only get about 10, which is not that great. And you could, if you had more than 10, you could make bigger maps, and they would go in line with one another. An improved online system is bound to happen, so I wanted to list a couple of things that would make online just really great for TimeSplitters specifically. The first thing would be leaderboards for challenges. Right now we have third-party leaderboards on speedrun.com and tselite.net, where we keep track of some of the best players and the best scores, but it requires you to go to a third-party site to input these scores. If this is all in-game, then many more people could compete for better times, and we could track, certain better improvements. Online co-op story would be a huge addition because not everyone has a buddy with them in person to play the story, and playing with friends is always so much more fun. And on top of the already likely improved online multiplayer experience, it would be a slam dunk including it in the game. Really, the whole game should be playable online with a buddy. And speaking of playing the whole game online, co-op challenges and arcade leagues are a must to add to the game. What's lacking from co-op challenges and arcade leagues is that when you have 2 or more players, you can't play the challenges in arcade leagues. And when you have 3 or more players, you can't even play the story anymore. Even if it doesn't balance well, just allowing us to play with 4 players in the same map would just be great. Like, just more things to do, more fun to have. The last thing that we don't really have control over is the microtransactions. I know everyone's thinking about them. They're going to microtransaction the skins. They're going to put X behind microtransactions. This is going to have DLC. I don't think that will happen, because if you take a look at SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, that game is a remaster of a 2003 game that re-released in 2020. And it was a hit with the community and came out booming and just hit 2 million sales. And that game was literally just a remaster. They took the 2003 game and put it in 2020. That was it. I see no reason for TimeSplitters to get the exact same treatment, where you just get the old games ported to HD, or just a brand new game. There's no reason to lock anything behind it. People are going to love it regardless. That's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and also leave a comment down below telling me what you're looking forward to in the next TimeSplitters game. I'll see you on the next one.